humanity. Listen to the Parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the Parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the Parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV.
Undoubtedly, Africa is the best tourism destination on Earth. The continent is blessed with the most conducive atmosphere. To feel and enjoy these blessings, join the most productive one-week tour of the continent organized by Daylight Africa every September 2nd to September 9th to see beyond the fallacies about Africa on the mainstream media. Contact us at daylightafrica@gmail.com or call 718-822-5555. Daylight Africa. Revolutionizing tourism industries in Africa.
Hello, welcome to World Inkers Network special program featuring Nadadada Motel National with Chad Sorg, who is one of the organizers of this national movement of motels with art. We're going to talk a little bit about this and get some information and see what the plan is, and we'll learn more about art. And let's bring Chad Sorg onto the program right now. Welcome to the program, Chad. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Dustin. Thank you.
I believe you're traveling on the road right now, up to Highway 66, I believe.
Lincoln Highway.
Lincoln Highway. Oh,
yeah.
Long trip.
Heading east this time.
So, tell us a little bit about this the Nadadada Motel movement. What is it, and why should people take interest right now?
Well, the reason I'm out on the road is because I'm looking for motels for artists to fill the rooms. Last week, I was out on Route 66. I went out to Tulsa, down to Tulsa, I guess. Down in your neck of the woods, I actually got to a different climate for a little bit. So that was sort of nice in the spring, early spring. Artists fill up motel rooms. The route is Route 66. And the Lincoln Highway. These go from New York City to Los Angeles and San Francisco.
It's ambitious. It's very ambitious. So why did you decide to do this? I mean, this started off in Reno. Why did you decide to take it national?
Yeah, it started in 2007. There were 6 of us that got together. Crazy Reno artist, still a good friend, Jeff Johnson. He's out there. He got this crazy idea that Reno needed some activity. We needed to do it in motel rooms. At first, I'm going, no, man. I don't. You know, I started thinking. I saw national potential right from the start, so I said yes. Within 2 years, the New York Times agreed, and they came and they came to Reno to write about our show. So it was spot on. It was exactly what I imagined, what we imagined. So then, and the reason New York Times became interested, by the way, was we had an exhibition. We had 2 exhibitions in Las Vegas, and I curated those shows. I'm getting some drips. Oh, check it out. Here's my friend Jesus, my friend Jesus.
It's Jesus.
Jesus.
Are you in like a graveyard out there, or where are you out there?
I ended up in a graveyard, which is fitting for the conversation.
Yeah, I hear there's a funeral going on for the Nadadada.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that in a minute, but I'll tell you first a little bit more about the beginning. Like I said, it was 6 artists. Quickly it became 400. Well, actually, no, that wasn't quickly. That took us 10 years. By the 10th year, we had 400 creatives involved. That's everybody from poets and painters and sculptors of all kinds.
Wow.
We can talk more about that too, what kind of artists. But why go national, that was your question.
Mhm.
And, you know, I had thought about this question. I don't know what else to say other than, why not?
Mm.
Why not? And yes, I'm passionate about this. I'm on fire. And I'm to this point. My willpower, I'm doing this. It's that freaking simple. And I'm doing it because I know what it is. I know how everybody, it's just, it's just a perfect event that people have loved. Our, you know, I'm going to stop saying our because now I'm on my own. The national show is mine. I'm the organizer of the national
Mhm.
show, disorganizer, I should say.
Mhm.
Uh, what was I going to say about that? I know what it was. My mission is to get people that are outside of the art scene, if that makes sense. Because if you're an artist or a poet or anything in your local area, you've probably experienced this kind of thing. If I don't know about tiny small towns, they're different, but in a good sized city, there's some attitude, you know, there's some attitude to break through. And I'm
Mhm.
not pointing fingers. I've been the center of the art scene. I know what it's like, but there's a lot of this, you know, fakeness. There's sucking up, there's rumors, there's all that kind of stuff. And you know what? Out on the road here is when I realized I'm not doing big cities. I'm not doing it. They don't need me. You know, I go to Chicago and I don't know. I don't know if there's interest, maybe, maybe not. But in the small towns, it's totally different. They're like, really? Oh, when's that? And here's
Mm.
the thing. The artists are better in the small towns anyway. Not
Right.
necessarily, not necessarily, but the point that they don't have that much to do except get really serious about their art, you know,
Right.
be
Hmm.
serious about their art. So I think they're sort of not distracted and they're not over caffeinated like the rest of us.
Mm.
And
Mm.
you know, and they're not worried about gunfire. They just have different way of living out in the country, and being out on the road has really shown me that this is about the people that are not in an art scene, but they're an artist.
Mhm.
Or better yet, I've run into hundreds of these people. Well, you know, I'm not an artist. I almost get mad. I'm like, look at your paintings. Look at those paintings. You're an artist. Stop
Mhm.
saying
Mm.
you're not an artist. So so
Excellent.
we're gonna get people like that,
Now you're a
and I love that.
demotivational speaker instead of disorganizer, demotivational.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? You know, and like I opened with talking about the willpower. I'm 100% about that. I'm serious about that. I mean, I am going to make a miracle happen. That's what I'm doing. And I'm not saying maybe, I'm telling you I'm making a miracle happen. People say, well, good luck, good luck. It's not about luck. Luck is for rabbits.
Mhm.
You make this happen, you know, you make it
Uh-huh.
happen.
Hmm.
You make it
Absolutely.
happen. I
It
ran a
takes grit.
gallery and people complain about the hand holding. Oh, you have to hold the hands of the artist. Yes, you have to hold the hands of artists. Yes, you have to do that. That's what you have to do as a gallery owner or promoter. That's why you're doing this, to get the artist comfortable so they can, you know, be themselves and scream into
Mhm.
the camera or whatever it is they do.
So tell us a little bit about the decentralization aspect of this.
Yes.
Very interesting concept. Why is that
I'm
important?
I'm a decentralist. That is my political um, label. You know, that's the only label that I truly feel comfortable with, because decentralization is power to the people. The word anarchy gets confused. People think it means chaos, which it doesn't. It means no leader. And we are a no lead. I can't stop saying we. We are a no leader group. Or, you know, to say it another way, we're all leaders. We lead
Mhm.
ourselves. You know, we lead ourselves. Somebody has to go into each motel. They have to take the initiative to talk to the owners of the motel, maybe talk to your local tourism board. If they're not going to try to get something out of you, they're always trying to get stuff out of you. I don't mean tourism necessarily. I just mean organizations like that, because everybody has an agenda, and which is, that's fine. If you have an agenda, I want to know what it is. And this is why I trust business people, because they're straightforward. I want your money. Oh, you do? Well, I'm not going to let you have my money. So, then you work out a deal, and maybe they end up getting your money. But it's not, there's no lie. Nobody's lying. So, yeah, about the kind of, well, liability, I guess is the word, that everybody's in charge of themselves. Everybody's in charge of themselves. I'm not making a penny. I'm not making a penny. And people find that hard to believe. How do you make money then? Well, I sell my paintings. Oh, so you're getting notoriety. Yes, of course I'm getting notoriety. And so are you, whoever, steps up, and I talk about this part of it because I think it's the most important part. Artists don't understand how to be business people necessarily. And that's what this is. I'm not the best business person, but I'm a good marketer. I'm good at marketing. Get a little bit of money behind me and watch out. But the marketing, the self-marketing, the self-promotion is so important. And we're all going in the same direction. We're all going in the same direction. I don't care what you paint. It doesn't conflict with what I paint. So if we're going in the same direction, maybe we can help each other. Maybe I can promote you as a poet and you can promote me as a painter, or whatever, your medium is, or discipline, and that's how we all help each other. In fact, that's perfect when musicians and, different disciplines of art can get together.
So you would say that decentralization is kind of a form of self-organization, that things just pull themselves together as people interact rationally and necessarily for their own interests.
Yeah, yes. I love how you ended that, because that's the important part. Self-interest. It's like, stop pretending you have no self-interest. Stop it. Just stop it. Just grow up. Oh, we're doing it for everybody else. Just stop it. Okay, yeah, you might be doing things for other people, but you're doing things for yourself. You don't need to be shy about that. You don't need to be, afraid, because self-interest is how you get people involved. When you have a group of people and everybody's working together, they're all still self-interested. They all still have self-interest. So it's like, I'm promoting myself, which also promotes you,
Right. Absolutely.
And that goes for everybody.
Tell us a little bit about metamodernism. What is that, and what is its relevance to contemporary society?
Yeah, it's a word that you hear people talk about meta. Oh, that's so meta. It's become sort of a phrase, a catchphrase, and it is important, even though it's just a dumb catchphrase. It's also very important, because what meta means is that you're sort of getting out and behind, so you can look down on what's really going on, so to speak. And with meta modernism, okay, we have all these dumb terms as we go through history. We have to call it modernism, postmodernism. We call it punk rock. We call it post-punk, and we call it proto-punk, which means before, basically, what leads up to punk rock. I'm using the punk rock analogy because with meta-modernism, we had modernism. This was certain artists, well, a lot of artists that I could name. And these artists are purists. Modernism was about purity, and that's why they stripped it all down. The 20th century was a process of stripping it all down. What is art? What is art? What is art? What is art? Well, it's not that. We can throw that out. Abstract expressionism, for instance. There was rendering, there was abstraction, but the abstraction was still representational. Abstract expressionism only represented expression. So, flailing arms when they painted, and you could see it in the paintings. It's, it's chaotic, So that was the purity. They narrowed it down to exactly what they were talking about. Where they got rid of rendering, representation. It wasn't conceptual. They got rid of concept. Conceptualism was a separate modernist movement. But yeah, so you see the purity. You could probably talk about literature, how it went through that discipline, I bet. And it's in music, and it's in everything. It's the general culture. That's how the general culture was. So what I'm talking about, it's not just art. It was the general attitude of the modernist era. So postmodernism. I like to just say, you know, that tacky architecture from the early 80s, postmodernism. You'll have some super bright, you know, like the colors I'm wearing, you know, primary colors. And then right next to it, it's like a ionic bond, like a classical Greek column. It's like, that does not go with that. And then you're like, okay, that's weird. That's postmodernism. They wanted to mix everything together. There are aspects of postmodernism that I was super into. I thought that was pretty cool because that purity, I'm not a purist. I'm just kind of not a purist. I've always noticed that. I like mixing of genres. You know, that's what I like. I love adaptations. I love an adaptation. Romeo and Juliet, the movie, for instance, the movie. The Baz Luhrmann movie. I love how they adapted, you know, classical. What is Shakespeare? What's the word for that? What was that era? You tell me.
Elizabethan.
Elizabethan. Thank you. You know, to mix that Elizabethan sensibility of the language, of course, which is like, I know it wasn't realistic language, it was poetic language, but they used that same language in the movie. Also, they did Macbeth. Was it Macbeth or the one with Ethan Hawke, and he's a businessman? I also love that movie.
Is that Merchant of Venice, maybe?
What's it? I'm just not that up on Shakespeare. Macbeth, and then what's
Merchant of Venice is the one with the
No.
You don't think it was that one?
No, the name was maybe it was Macbeth. I'm just like a little.
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, when you use that kind of language or rendering, but then you totally switch it and you put it into another time frame, that's going to be a postmodernist kind of
contrast.
Thing. Okay, so yep. So there's modernism. After modernism, we had postmodernism. Postmodernism was impure, like myself. I'm an impurist. That's a weird thing to say, probably, but postmodernism had that impurity, and it was almost cynical. It was cynical. It was like it was making fun. If you want to make fun of the over-the-top Shakespeare, whatever, you know, take that crazy language, crazy complex language, and stick it in a modern atmosphere, and you're going to notice how out of place that language is. That's what postmodernism was about. It was sort of making fun, not making fun, but, you know, to feature
a little bit.
Yep. So metamodernism is sort of just a mix between those two, basically, between modernism with its purity and postmodernism with its insincerity, sarcasm, cynicism, comparisons. So metamodernism, you'll get artists perfect example. In fact, I noticed it right away when I read his book, started to read it. It's Dave Eggers. It's got this exceptionally long title, and that's pretty funny to me. What's the name of that book? It's like, the title of the book is just like, it's the most ungodly, greatest book ever. That's the title of the book. It's something like that. I should look it up on break. But in that book, it's a perfect example because he's totally sincere. He's writing about his parents dying a month apart, and then he had to take care of his brother. And so it's very touching, but it's also, I wouldn't say the word is cynical, but he's sort of making fun of himself almost. So it's like real repetitive, and it's, you know, the language is almost like, you're almost like, just tell the story, damn it, you know, and that's kind of the funny part of it. So he was sort of metamodernism's, I would say he was one of the first standout. If you look it up, they mentioned Dave Eggers. As far as visual art, to be honest, I actually don't even know. I don't even know what's up with visual art right now because it's so crazy, bananas and duct tape and whatnot.
That's exceptionally, that's the conceptual side of the art. We'll take a brief break. I'm going to show some slides, and here at the 20-minute mark, and I'm at the stage here, and pull it up. Nadadada slides. A wonderful conceptualized graphic art here. There we have that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about an upcoming anthology. I'm going to add this up. Writers Speak.
Hey, was I supposed to talk? I wasn't supposed to talk. Sorry.
No, you're all right. You're good. Literary writing on world events. We're doing this anthology, and you can write to me, Dustin Pickering, at worldinkers.speak@gmail.com. I ask that in the email at the top, it can be just in the body of the email, include your name, a short bio, and the topic you're writing about. It can be articles, essays, poetry, fiction, visual art, photography, paintings, whatever that addresses contemporary world events going on in the world. It could be, I don't know, maybe you're concerned about this conflict with Gaza, or you could be concerned with any number of things in the world today. And we wanted to bring this out to show the community out there that, there's a place to put your concerns, and artistically speaking, and we can speak our minds freely in this world. And I hope you guys will enjoy that, and we'll get this anthology out. So far, it's to be decided on the actual release date and the deadline for the stuff. So just send it in as soon as possible. As soon as you get your stuff ready, send us your best quality work. This will be a selective anthology. So for now, for the time being, we're going to bring back Chad Sorg on the thing here. So here he is again. So keep talking a little bit about, this concept of Nadadada Motel, the national movement towards this.
I'm in a graveyard, right? You guys notice? I mean, baby Jesus. He's not a baby. Grown up Jesus. That's not really the way to address him, I guess. But Reno's having a funeral.
Just according to my age. Go ahead.
Yeah, Reno's having a funeral instead of Nadadada. Some people in Reno want to have a funeral. I don't know how to address that politically in the public, if you know what I mean. So in other words, there's some drama going on, and we're an anarchist movement. So if you guys want to kill Nadadada in Reno, just realize it's only 3 of you, and the whole rest of the city thinks you're ridiculous for trying to silence them. So yeah, that's why I've been talking so much about silencing. That's why I've been talking about self-empowerment, because there are 3 people sitting in the center. They've taken away my rights to the websites that I built. Whatever, it's over. Let them have it. I built a new one. I built a national page. So I'm letting everybody know that even Reno residents, because I've spoken to many of them privately, don't join anything that says Nadadada or Nadadada Motel if it does not say national or USA, US. The address, our web address, my web address for this show is nadadada.us. I think that's.
I have that link in the YouTube as well. In the comments, I left that for people to take a look at what the movement is.
And the pages on Facebook. I don't know about YouTube. Let's see. I did a Nadadada page, but on YouTube you'll just want to look for me. That's, I'm just putting the videos on my page for now. But point being, the event page and the Facebook page, those say national. Nadadada Motel National, which I love the sound of it anyway. So that's sort of a cool thing.
Just re-equip, reboot, and just keep going.
Yeah, it was supposed to be national from the beginning. I guess certain people don't agree with that idea, that sentiment. But, I'm not surprised, because I've already gone through this for years. One time, Reno has a real rivalry with Las Vegas. The funny thing is, Las Vegas, everyone knows Las Vegas. That's a giant city. Reno's a tiny city. Here's the thing. Reno has a better art scene. It still does. Las Vegas is actually jealous of Reno, which is silly. It's a gigantic city. I went to Las Vegas. I don't care who's mad at me for announcing this. I went to Las Vegas and I shared the show. I went to the Todd Motel. I had a meeting. All the artists were invited. One guy showed up. Okay, so we went out and got drunk, and that was that. But they knew why I was there. The art scene knew. What happened a month?
We lost you for a second there. There you are. You're back. No sound. There's no sound. I don't know why that would be. Give us just a second. We'll pull up the sound again. You can't hear me. I can't hear you. I think we lost the sound on you there. Oh man, this was becoming a very exciting show. I've can't hear you. Sorry. Try going back in, coming out and going back in. If you can. Let me remove and try to add you back. Okay. Not sure why I can't hear you. Maybe there's like a glitch or like a sound. Maybe the Nadadada funeral people brought in some people and took over the sound quality. I can't hear you. Just go in and come back out. So talk a little bit more about this Writer Speak anthology. That won't be the official title, but it will be something exciting, contemporary events, concurrent events. A lot of people have been asking, is this going to be print or on the web? We're going to do a print edition, just like we did with the Parrot anthologies. And if you haven't bought a Parrot anthology, please do. We'll wait and see if Chad can come back on here in just a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to add this wonderful Nadadada Motel slideshow as I speak. This is going to be in June. Decentralized movement. Power is attraction. That is all it is. And that's about exactly what decentralization is about. And this is our flyer for today's show. I'm going to let this play until Chad comes back. I'll talk a little bit. I think we covered most every subject we had intended. And but he may want to say a few more things before we close out the show. So I'm going to wait and see if he comes back on and he's able to get his sound on. And in the meantime, just watch this wonderful slide. Those with the courage, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Excellent quote. Carl Jung's one of my favorite guys. That's authenticity for you in terms of psychology. Play this again. Really apologize for the sound and the issues. I believe he's back. If we can hear you. There you are. We got you back. Okay, good. Where were you talking? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this, remove this, pull you back up, and get us back on here. So go ahead and keep going. What you were saying earlier.
It was a while ago. What was I talking about? Drama. I think this was the drama section of our conversation.
The hotel going to Las Vegas.
Yeah. So they liked our idea, stole it. The funny thing, what I always wondered, why would you possibly? We had already been written in the New York Times. Why would you turn that down? It's like, hey, you guys can be part of a show that has got national publicity. You want to jump in there? They're like, no, we'll just do our own little tiny show that no one ever even heard about. It's like, and I'm saying this for the rest of the country to understand what's, that's the point. It's like, you live in Lisbon, Ohio. Well, I'm sorry, but not a lot of people are going to see your art show. Although, if you're part of a national show that goes from coast to coast, they will. And can I talk about my vision for it? I'm gonna go right into that. If you
go right ahead, yeah, sure.
I think that in the future, what we're gonna see. Well, for one thing, I'll start with this. For one thing, those poor tiny cities like Las Vegas, who don't get to be involved in this show because Lincoln Highway doesn't go to Las Vegas, Route 66 doesn't go to Las Vegas, they're going to be a little, maybe they're going to be a little miffed and go, "Ooh, we want to have on our show." That's cool. All joking aside, why don't you guys do a protest, do an anti-NADA show or something like that? Hell, I don't care what people do. Nobody can stop you. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that, but nobody can stop anybody. So if some town that's off the beaten path wants to do a show because they feel like they're getting shafted, do it. Just don't tell anyone. Don't tell me. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think they
making waves. Make the wave.
Yeah.
Make the ocean. The ocean moves in several directions, so eventually it forms the entire body of the water. So, and it all works for the good of the critters inside.
There you go. Yeah. It's it's friendly competition. I mean, I don't have enemies in Las Vegas. Not at all. Not even slightly. That whole motel thing. It's whatever. I thought they should have chose our route, but they went their own route. So, but that's the kind of thing. That's where it blows up. You know what? I got another funny story too. I'm a talker, man. I'll just go ahead and tell all the secrets and piss everybody off at the same time if I possibly can. But I'm not an organization man, so maybe that's what it's about. I don't like city structures and nonprofit organizations. You guys can like them, but I want to go a different route. I understand what they do. I've worked for a few of them. I've worked for the state. I've worked in conjunction with the city. But here's the thing. Nadadada got nothing from the city. They didn't help us. The city didn't help us. They said, "Oh, you guys are good. We like what you do." Okay, great. Words, we got words. Okay, cool. So, and again, that's fine. I didn't want money from the city, but then one day we were getting ready. Nadadada was happening. We were ramping up for it. So it's a lot of activity, and I'm all hyped up like I am right now, running, and somebody came to me and said, "Hey, Chet, right now, city council is having a meeting where they're bragging to the state about Nadadada as if it's theirs." I was like, "What? Motherfucker, what?" I hope I can cuss. So I didn't hesitate to make fun of them. Like, how pathetic are you, city of Reno?
Right.
You're going to try to take credit from the anarchist movement, which was actually formed in protest to your mainstream, totally centralized, everything, liability, everything, and all that. Motels are insured. Artists pay their IRS bills when they sell art. That's all taken care of. There's no need for a central organization. I'm a promoter. That's all I do. I go to talk to artists and stuff, but there's no there's no me, There's no me. That's why we called ourselves disorganizers in the beginning, and I still do. I'm still a disorganizer because I'm out of here, man. I'm just setting this thing up. This is for everybody to take it upon themselves, just like me. We're all going to do this, and then I'm out of here. You guys don't need me because next year, the year after that, this thing, it doesn't need anything. The hotels exist. The artists certainly exist. So just, go get your rooms.
Excellent. Yeah. So we have about 5 minutes until we close out. So do you want to say anything in conclusion?
Oh, well, boy. Artists are going to have a lot of questions about how to set it up. And frankly, let me just say this. Just get off your butt. Go to the hotel. Go to motels. Motels, hotels. By the way, it doesn't matter. Preferably classic kind of motels. That's sort of what we're trying to feature, Route 66, Lincoln Highway. We got the historical thing that motels were practically born on those highways. Not technically. I know exactly which motel was the first. It was in San Luis Obispo, I think it was. Morro Bay, which is the same place, which is not Route 66. Anyway, but 1913 Lincoln Highway started. So history is definitely part of our thing. Artists, just get off your butt. Go talk to a motel. Just go talk to them and talk to me. Keep in touch with me. I'll be your wingman. It's your town. It's your community. If you're not in the little clique, good. They will want to be you. They will want to be you. So that's how this goes. Just do it. Just get in there and do it. Feel like you're in charge. I want you to steal the logos from me and my page. You can ask me if you want, but frankly, I don't need you to. Steal them. Take those logos, take that graphics, take those graphics, spread them out there, put it out there to the world. Because even if you're not in the art show, even if your town doesn't end up doing it this year, because you never know, things, you know, this show, it falls together at the last minute because motels don't want to do it too far in advance. So that's why it's a different kind of animal. Just do it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Chad, for being on the show today. And good luck. Keep going. Good for rabbits. The rabbits can have good luck. You have hard work. You have determination, skill, and other sorts of skill sets and other sorts of tool in your toolkit. So just enjoy the process.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dustin.
You've been watching World Inkers Network. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. If you would like to donate to the show, here's our handle for support: paypal.me/nyparrot. That's paypal.me/nyparrot. If you also want to be on the show, have a look at the bottom of the screen there at the ticker. It says send a bio and samples of your work to publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. You can address me, Dustin Pickering. I am your host. And thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel, share our content, do everything you can to promote this show and bring others to this show. So tell others about us. We love to have creative minds on this presentation. It's an excellent show to learn from. It's an excellent show to see what's going on across the entire planet. Actually, we've had people from all over. So please invite friends to come watch the show with you and subscribe to. They can subscribe as well. So thanks so much to Chad Sorg for talking about National Nadadada Motel, and I hope you guys out there will enjoy putting together your own art show. Make it happen. So thanks again. And if you're a writer or a painter or whatever it is you do best, musician, scholar, I hope you'll get to work and get your stuff going. And thank you for watching today. Have an excellent rest of the day.
Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the Parrot. Parrot TV.